Hello, welcome to Atlantic Symphony Orchestra's first Thursday Live. I'm Karen Thompson, CEO and Executive Director of Atlantic Symphony Orchestra, and with me is our Music Director, Jin Kim. We're working from home. Hey, Jin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks very much. And how are the kids? Are they enjoying their time at home?
Kids good, family's good. Our place is still standing from our previous or just recent rain and windstorm.
Yeah, those of you who may not know where Atlantic Symphony is located, we are just south of Boston on the northern part of the South Shore. We're near the coast, and we had quite a wind and rainstorm the other day. It did quite a lot. Did you keep power, by the way?
It went out probably more often than I ever imagined possible, but it was nothing too long, so it was good.
Yeah, that's great. Well, this is our very first virtual program, our first foray into virtual programming. We're doing this since we can't be together in person right now. We're very thankful for the people who are making this possible. And we're new at it. This is our very first time, but I'm excited about it. Jen, can you let us know what's going to be happening today?
Sure. We have a very special guest, the soloist who was supposed to play our March cycle before we had to suspend the season. Her name is Luosha Fang, and that name may ring a bell for many of our audience members because she was our featured violist for the Bartok Viola Concerto last March in 2019. Amazing violinist and violist. And I believe you have a concert clip from last
I did. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so I went into the archives and I found just 14, a few seconds to remind everyone of who Luosha is. If you don't know who Luosha is, this is a nice way to get a little bit of an introduction to, her amazing musicianship. So let's take a look. Wow, even a few seconds of listening to her play is really amazing for me.
Yeah, she's an amazing artist.
Yeah. So I can't wait to watch your interview. I'm going to scoot out for that, so I'm not in your way. Before I go, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who's making this possible. Although we can't be with you in person, we're really happy to be able to do what we can virtually. And I have a very special shout out to give a very special group of people at the end. Meanwhile, if you are enjoying the show, please give us a thumbs up. Please give us a like. Please share it. Tag your friends who might be interested in finding this show in the comments below, and let us know where you're watching from. We'll be really interested to find out. Okay, Jen, I'm going to take off. See you in a little bit.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. We're joined by a very special guest right now. This is Luosha Fang, a violinist who was supposed to be playing our Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto in March, but here we are, sharing our screen together. Hello, Luosha, how are you?
Hi, Jane. I'm good. Good to see you here.
Wonderful. It's good to have you here. Tell us a little bit about what your life has been just prior to and then also as this crisis hit.
Yeah, as a musician, I used to travel quite a lot. As I mentioned last time, I was living in a suitcase, basically. So last time when we played the Bartok Concerto, I was living in Spain at that time. So after a year, now I actually just recently moved back to the States. So prior to the crisis, I was traveling quite a lot. I was in Europe, in Japan, and actually I was planning to go to Israel for the first time for some concerts. Unfortunately, due to the special circumstance, everything got canceled.
Yeah, it's I think that's really sad, but I think you see that so many of our orchestras as well as all these performing venues are trying to get back to live performances as soon as possible. So we're very much looking forward to that, including here. I know we're about to hear your introduction of a Violin Concerto by Tchaikovsky. Could you tell us maybe a little bit, and being both a violinist as well as a violist, how it's different to play or prepare for a concert or for each of those instruments?
Oh, that's a really good question. So for me, I think of myself first and foremost a musician. So I play both instruments. For me, it's a very good balance so that I can actually sort of express music in slightly different ways. think of sometimes I'm a sort of a soprano, sometimes I'm a mezzo soprano, sometimes I can actually have a voice almost like a man on viola.
Ah, sure. I also, being a conductor, I also think about various voices, right? I always often thought of viola as sort of the middle child. Sometimes
Yeah.
you really need it. A lot of times you're sort of in between, but you really have to be able to move, both ways very, very quickly, right? And adjust and then lead at the same time. With that in mind, let's all look and listen to the introduction for the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto by Luosha Fang, and we'll be right back.
Second movement. It's a very melancholic, yet very Russian movement. And the last movement has a very peasant-like folk music style.
Hello, everyone. We're back again with Luosha Fang, and wow, I mean, that was a wonderful introduction. And again, I'm so sorry that we weren't able to see that from beginning to the end in March. With that, just tell us a little bit about what your plans are going forward.
So obviously, I'm very hopeful. I hope, after this crisis, everyone can go back to their regular life. So next year, besides on being a performer, I will also start teaching at a conservatory called Bard Conservative Music.
Uh-huh.
On top of that, I also will join a string quartet in Europe. So I'll have sort of a triple life, being sort of a soloist and chamber musician, and also a teacher.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you're already so busy, concertizing all over the place. And now add to that even more teaching schedule and chamber music group. Good luck. I mean, I'm sure, everybody would be just thrilled to have you there, but we're certainly looking forward to having you back with us, as well as I'm sure other orchestras and other organizations as both violinist and violist. We're going to hear now the introduction to the last movement, a little bit more actually, although she already played a little bit of it. A little more on the last movement of the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto. And with that, we look forward to having you back, hopefully in the fall. And we wish you all the best, and please do keep in touch.
Me too. Looking forward to working with you again soon.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Thanks, Jin. That was great.
Yeah, it was great fun putting that segment together with her.
I bet. It's really nice to see her again. Thanks so much, Luosha. And thank you, everyone who watched our very first Thursday Live. We will be doing this every week for the time being, Thursday nights at 7:30. So please hang on to those links that got you here, or find us again on Facebook Live or YouTube. And if you're on our email list, you'll be getting some more updates about what to look forward to and links to get you back here. Jin, what are we going to be doing next week?
So next week we're going in-house, and now that we've kind of got a glimpse of what life is like as a soloist, next week we're going to feature one of our principal musicians, and now we get to see what orchestral musicians are up to these days.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Before we take off, I'd like to send a very special shout out to the folks at South Shore Bank who have been just really wonderful the last couple of weeks. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you get some sleep.
Yeah, the South Shore Bank partnership, along with so many others, has been such a wonderful connection together. And just seeing the kind of community leadership that these institutions are making in moving forward with this process and our situation, I think is just amazing.
I agree. Special time, special people. Thank you. And again, like us, comment, let us know where you're watching, tag your friends, and come back and join us next week. Thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye.
Thank you.